I asked ChatGPT to help me make a contractor marketing plan. There's been so much chatter about AI tools and ChatGPT and Gemini and AI coming for your jobs and so on. I figured I'd embrace our robot overlords and see if my job was in trouble. So I told ChatGPT that I was a contractor and that I needed marketing help. And here's what it said. Hey there, it's Chris with Footbridge Media. So for the sake of this experiment, I told ChatGPT that I was an electrician and I asked for detailed steps on what I should do to market and promote my business. I did this while talking on the ChatGPT app on my phone, and this question prompted a long response. At this point, it delivered a fairly well-rounded, though long-winded generic answer. ChatGPT covered all the basics of what to do: build a professional website, claim and optimize your Google business profile, implement local SEO, utilize online review management, leverage social media, use email marketing, partner with local businesses, invest in Google ads and local service ads, use print marketing, track and adjust your marketing efforts. It covered a surface summary of each of those things, and we can get into each of those things at another time. For today, I want to start by taking a deep dive into the website side of things, since I think that's where most contractors, when they think about marketing, are one of the first things they hear about, that they read about, or they're told that they should do first. So I asked ChatGPT how I could build a website myself. And again, for someone going the DIY route, this gave a ton of information. ChatGPT reviewed core website details. It discussed website builders like Wix, Squarespace, and Weebly versus CMS platforms like WordPress. It delivered a basic overview about domain names and hosting. It talked about templates and themes for DIYers. It gave suggestions for customizing your website with your branding, with call to action, with contact information, and even talked about creating separate service pages. It reviewed a basic overview on using keywords while not really providing them, but it also talked about meta tags, alt text, and how sitemaps worked. It suggested adding testimonials and case studies. It recommended blogging. It encouraged social media links. It even offered best practices for testing, launching, maintaining, and updating my website. At this point, I looked at all of this and thought, wow, that is a lot. If I really am an electrician and I'm looking at all this stuff that I don't necessarily understand, my next question is, what does it look like if I can get someone else to do this? So I followed up with ChatGPT asking, how much should I anticipate spending if I'm going to outsource all that website stuff to someone else? After the initial disclaimer about how costs can widely vary, it did give me some actual numbers. For the type of website I'd want as an electrician, not the cheapest, not the most expensive, it told me to expect to spend between $3,000 and $10,000 on the initial build itself. Ongoing web maintenance looked more like $200 to $500 per month in the middle range. It also cited additional costs for blog posts, SEO content optimization, domain registration, hosting, images, etc. Aside from all the price data, ChatGPT also suggested some key considerations here. One's more about business operations, a little bit less about marketing. It talked about investment versus return. It also talked about DIY versus outsourcing. And these 2 points were really great points. To point number 1 about ROI, it's much harder to swallow that pill if you're building a site for $10,000, but when your website is done right, it will, over time, help to deliver some of the lowest cost leads you can possibly attain. So while you have to pay for your website and pay for your ongoing care for your online marketing, it is an investment in your business today and your future success. As to point number 2, DIY versus outsourcing, I absolutely love this. I believe that, aside from paying lots of money for complete white glove services, which would include having local talent on hand to help you, there's no way to completely wash your hands of marketing efforts anyways. So be present where you need to be in your marketing, and outsource what is appropriate. Balance the investment of your time and money compared to the value of an expert doing the work. I wanted to take things a step further, the step that I assume many people experimenting with AI would take at this point. I asked ChatGPT just to do the thing, just to actually build my website. So here's what we worked on. I instructed ChatGPT that I wanted it to build a site for me, and I told it to ask me questions as necessary to get the job done properly. And what it delivered was a homepage and a contact page. It's not the worst thing ever, but it's not the best either. Visually and content-wise, this was not a home run. I tried to give it a fighting chance. I got more granular with my directions, asking for it to add images, to add more content, more stuff to help my local optimization. After some back and forth, we ended up with a website that looked better, but still, the website didn't have the best visual appeal, but at least there's content, including some placeholder names for images that even have alt tags appropriately added. So what have we learned here? Let's review ChatGPT's performance. As far as providing basic information, ChatGPT did pretty well, and that's to be expected. It shared some good overall insight and strategy for someone who wants to start from zero knowledge and delve into marketing for their business. But the harder part is the implementation of the business plan. I won't go through the full transcript here, but you should know that between all of my conversations with OpenAI's chatbot for making this video, I spent about 45 minutes talking back and forth with ChatGPT. So you can spend hours just talking to ChatGPT to get some pointers on what to do and how to to do it and to start to cobble together a plan, which is certainly better than no plan at all. But you will still have to put those plans into action yourself. I had asked ChatGPT to estimate how long it would take me as an electrician with no marketing or website experience in that context, how long it would take me to build my website myself. It estimated that between the time for research, learning new skills, writing content, SEO optimization, website template setup, content creation, testing, it would take between 50 and 75 hours to make a DIY website. That doesn't include any changes or updates you need to make to your website. It doesn't include anything else mentioned in that big list of suggestions for the rest of the contractor marketing plan. And as a contractor, you've seen what happens when non-experts DIY their work. Chances are pretty good that a DIY website will not be as good as when, say, a contractor marketing agency with 20 years of experience does the same job. So at the end of the day, ChatGPT absolutely can be a strong research assistant for getting ideas, creating a game plan, all of that. But you still have to sort out the rest yourself, including a whole bunch more education and skill development to become a ChatGPT expert, a website expert, an SEO expert, and everything else. If you're like most contractors and home service business owners, you're an expert in your craft or in sales, not in prompt engineering, marketing, business development, or business management. If you're like most contractors and home service business owners, you don't have time for that. You just want your business to run without needing to become an expert in all of that. So while ChatGPT can certainly give you a good base education, it still makes good business sense to learn what you need to do and then find the people and partners to help you do it. If you want more ChatGPT business help, check out this recent video we did with 6 ChatGPT prompts perfect for construction and home services businesses. Otherwise, if you need help creating and implementing your contractor marketing and business management plan, the pros here at Footbridge Media are always ready to help. You can learn more online at footbridgemedia.com.